Good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome back to your offline class, class 6 science. Okay, and in the previous offline video, I have described how you can just tell that there is presence of oxygen in water and soil. There were two experiments in your book, and I have told you how to just conclude that there is presence of oxygen in water and soil respectively. Okay, now today I am going to discuss the last subtopic of this chapter, air around us, that is how the atmospheric oxygen is being replaced. Okay, so let's recapitulate one thing, that as you already know that during photosynthesis actually plants utilize carbon dioxide, and in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, special pigment in their leaves, chlorophyll present in them, they prepare their own food and they make their food in the form of glucose, and also they produce the more amount of oxygen. Okay, now the oxygen that is actually produced by them during photosynthesis, but they take carbon dioxide during their photosynthesis to prepare their food, but they also utilize oxygen during their respiration, but the amount of oxygen produced by them during photosynthesis, that is more than that of the oxygen utilized by them during respiration. Okay, I hope you understood this. Again I am telling, while photosynthesis of plants you can write this point, while photosynthesis, what actually happens in case of plants, they utilize carbon dioxide and water. Sorry, I will not write in this form, as this all form you don't know, all of you are not known to this short form or the chemical formula of carbon dioxide or water. Okay, so I am writing it, carbon dioxide plus water, that is in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll present in their leaves, what they actually made, the product is glucose plus oxygen. Okay, so here we have got oxygen. Now this photosynthetic oxygen means due to photosynthesis, the required amount of the oxygen produced during photosynthesis, that is always more than they utilize the oxygen for their respiration. So you have to remember this point, the amount of oxygen that they require, that is always less than the amount of oxygen they produce during their photosynthesis. Okay, so plants also utilize oxygen during their respiration. Okay students, so that is why we can say that plants also consume oxygen for respiration, but they produce more of it than they consume. That is why we say plant produce oxygen. So we can say this. Okay, now the next point I want to tell, that is already in your book in the second paragraph 15.4, page number 152. It is obvious that animal cannot live without plants, and animals and plants, they actually intervene with each other in this process for exchange of gases, and they are interdependent on each other in every aspects. Okay, the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere is maintained through the respiration in plants and animals. As you know, I have told you many times, we just inhale oxygen and the oxygen that is provided by plants during photosynthesis, as they produce so much oxygen, big amount of oxygen. That is why all the living organisms, including animals, they utilize that oxygen for their respiration. Okay, and we are exhaling carbon dioxide, and so that that carbon dioxide can be utilized by the plants for their food making process, that is known as photosynthesis. And during plants respiration, they also utilize oxygen present in the air, but that is, they actually utilize very low amount of oxygen. Okay, so I hope you understood. By this way we can say that balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is maintained through the respiration of animals and plants. Okay, now plants this relationship of plants and animals shows the interdependence of each other. Okay, now we can now appreciate how important air is for our life, also life on earth. Okay, now have you ever seen any windmill? I hope most of you have seen windmill. Now this windmill, actually what is it? That is already in your book, figure number 15.12, a windmill. The wind makes the windmill rotate. Okay, and the windmill is used to draw water from tubewells, to run floor mills. Windmills are also used to generate electricity. Okay, and these windmills rotate due to presence of air. Okay, so air helps in the movements of sailing yachts, you know, sailing yachts, then gliders, parachute, then aeroplane. Birds and bats, insects can fly due to the presence of air, and air also helps in dispersal of seed, so that pollen of flowers of several plants. So in this way we can also say that pollination takes place in flowers by air. Okay, now air plays an important role to water cycle also. So there are so many important roles that we have seen that is played by air. Okay, so I hope you understood this chapter, and please follow my all videos of offline class science. Okay, and I have just mentioned it with the part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Okay, just go through these all, and if you have any problem you can ask me during online classes or in the e-portal. Okay students, that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day.